gentlemen, welcome to GameSpot Studio B, where I, Chris Waters, am here with Marko Djordjevic to play some Body Count on this now playing here today. Marko, it's Body Count. Check it out.
Yes, it is.
We got boxes. They got guns on them. To be clear, we're playing the Xbox 360 version, not the PlayStation 3. So, Body Count. It's a first-person shooter published by Codemasters. And the focus here is on guns, as you can tell. Marko, you've played a little bit of the game. I'm going to jump into it here.
Guns and destructibility.
Destructibility, yeah. There's a lot of cover shredding and stuff.
Yes.
All right, so we'll try to showcase some of that stuff. Give you folks an idea of what this game is all about. Now we're jumping a little bit into the campaign here. There's not going to be big spoiler stuff because it's not really a super involved story. Basically, I'm here in this coastal city and I need to kill dudes. So we're going to do that. Here we go. You see, this, like many shooters, you've just got two guns at the same time. I got my SMG and my shotgun. Hopefully I can use these on some bad guys. And of course, we are live here. Hey, come back here. So, join us in the chat room. Ask us some questions. Tell us what you want to see from Body Count, what you think this game is all about, and talk with folks about what your reactions are. Now, the thing here, in addition to me sort of getting, oh, there you are, stab. It's got a melee system, not the most visceral knife stab, but still kind of fun. So the thing, besides, ooh, look at this pretty gun, Marko, is the skill shot.
Yes.
So tell folks, what's the deal with that? What's that all about?
Well, the thing is that in Body Count, they reward you for being creative with your shots. Mm-hmm. So, you can still kill anybody with, shooting them a couple times in the stomach, letting them bleed out. But what you really want to do is kill them as uniquely as possible. So, hitting them in the back of the head, stabbing them from behind, exploding, causing as much chaos as possible without just using the standard shot to the stomach. So right now you're at ×4. That means you've done 4 kills in a row uniquely. So
I think I got a headshot, and then maybe I did some grenade.
You definitely got some people with the grenades, yeah.
Because explosive kills, and so your 2 shoulder buttons are mapped to grenade and see if I can keep the headshot train going. Are mapped to grenades and mines, so you have plenty of explosives available. Oh god, and I am going to need them for this guy. He's big. Oh yeah.
Oh, and look at that.
So the problem with skill shots is sometimes you get a little bit like, this is my problem at least, I get absorbed in trying to get them, ow, and then I expose myself too often. But as you can see, this guy's not the greatest shot. I can sort of take my time. When it's a huge dude with a minigun bearing down on you, the story's a little bit different. So I'm gonna go back, I gotta sort of do this explosive stay and defend the area thing. Now, do you know what this is in Africa, right?
It's in a fictional African nation in East Africa, or Western Africa, I believe.
Fictional African nation.
Yep.
Oh, headshot and backstab. Oh, he's back. Oh, God. Step on all of those. Step directly on those.
Well, there are a lot of these tank-like characters who are very difficult to take down with just one shot. You really do have to,
yeah,
make him absorb those bullets.
Oh, I got cocky and then expired. This is embarrassing. Okay, I'm gonna go towards another area because why not?
This just isn't working for you right now.
Wait, I thought there was a... Yeah.
There, you got it.
All right, and I'm trying to rack up some skill shots because this multiplier actually has sort of, consequences beyond just, hey, my number's getting bigger, isn't that rad? It affects the amount of intel that dudes drop.
Yes.
And intel is... Oh, that guy's stealing my intel.
Well, if you look closely on the bottom right, left of the screen, you'll see that there's a little score panel, which is right now at 29 or 23. As that improves, your intel grows, and then you can use that intel to do special things. Either have, armor-piercing bullets,
Yikes.
have health that, allows you to be essentially invincible for a short period of time. As you progress in the game, it gets, you get even cooler things, airdrops. But in order to fill that up, you really do need to kill your foes as creatively as possible.
Speaking of killing,
yeah, you're getting killed.
Totally getting killed. So there's another way to play this game, and that's just with total disregard for skill shots, and that's what I think I need to do now. Stop trying hard and just try to kill dudes and survive, because otherwise it's just me not doing well at video games on internet TV, and nobody likes to see that. Except for the griefers in the crowd, they might.
And I'm actually going to help those griefers by starting to ask you some questions from the audience.
All right, do it.
So one question we've got is, does this have co-op and or multiplayer?
Yes and yes. It's got 2-player online co-op, which is basically like a horde mode. You and a buddy sort of team up, and you're in these big environments similar to this one here, and you just try to defend against waves of incoming enemies. Then there is competitive multiplayer as well, up to 12 players in deathmatch or team deathmatch, and that's it. Not a lot of modes, not a lot of options for the multiplayer stuff, but it's there, you know, so you can do it. Here, and this is one of the things I do like is, you see I got to back to this spot where I died horribly before. I'm gonna pre-mine the area for when that big guy comes.
Yeah, the tank character.
And just hope they, you know,
oh no,
take out all my mines with their grenades. Oh, not you little guys. Okay, and I'm just kind of running low on ammo for that gun, so it's shotgun time. I'm gonna go over here. This is not looking good.
Wow.
So let's load up a different level.
All right, let's try something.
Because we've been seeing a lot of Chris dying, and that's not so awesome. That was one of the environments in Body Count, and the thing I was saying that I think I just sort of got derailed while saying it earlier was, it's nice that the environments are pretty open. There's a lot of different routes you can take through some of these areas, which is a nice change from, you know, the corridor shooters that people sort of lament as the state of modern FPS gaming. There's a lot of different ways you can take around the battlefield, which allows you to, you know, flank your enemies and kill them in different ways, and what have you. So that's one of the Body Count's positives. Enjoyable.
Good to know.
When you were playing, you died as much as I did, right?
At first, yes, but then afterwards, see, I only played the Body Count mode itself, so where you're trying to rack up the highest possible score. So for me, it was, I wanted to die so I could learn where the enemies were coming, because you want to get that high score. So I was actively looking to, you know, finish with an A rating. So I wanted to die so I could learn where the enemies were coming from.
It's kind of tough. All right, so we'll take a look at some of the weapons available here. Got your shotgun and your SMG that I was rocking before. We're going to go to an assault rifle. I think I'm going to make the silence one my secondary, because there are some levels you can sort of stealth your way through here. Get some more SMGs. This is a really powerful handgun that's really fun, and then there's some unknown ones. There's only 10 weapons total in the game. Yeah, they went with sort of a more limited approach to your arsenal. And all right, let's see how well I can do stealth now. I'm betting awesome. I'm betting super awesome. The arsenal is a little bit more limited, but you know, you get your bases pretty much covered. This stealth actually is not something you can like go back into once you have been alerted. So it's not a good idea to rely solely on your silenced pistol, but it is a nice little weapon. Let's see if I can find someone to use it on. Oh, yep.
So Chris, do you want to talk a little bit about the controls? How do you feel playing it? Is it, you know, standard FPS controls, or do you feel it's got its own little special unique brand?
Okay, so it's pretty standard, but like we were talking about a little earlier, one of the things it does is lean. So whenever you are aiming, you can sort of tilt to lean. Oh, missed!
Oh, did you
so
alert?
much for my stealth. I think any sort of loud gunshot alerts.
Yeah, but you got a silenced pistol.
Yeah, but that guy shot his gun.
Oh, okay, true.
So you get this lean, if you hold down the aim button. Oh yeah, hey guys, hey, what's up? Let's have a shooting you guys party. You're invited. Melee attack. Okay. So you lean forward, down, you can sort of duck and lean over cover, and that allows you some nice versatility when you're going for headshots, which are one of the easiest and most reliable skill kills to get.
Yeah.
Bam! Other skill kills that we have seen are, you know, explosive fueled, and those, you know, I depend on the grenades you have in your arsenal, or if there's an explosive barrel around. Fortunately, there usually is. Then there's also like shooting through cover, which I'll try to show you some of at some point in this level, I'm sure.
Which they have an interesting name for. What's it called again? Shredding?
Shredding, yes, they use the word shred, which is kind of neat, because, I mean, a lot of the, like, let's see if I can find a wall that actually shreds. I'll do that in a sec. Right now, I'm creeping through the fish market, and I got...
You have to up your body count.
I do. Yeah, that was the joke. Like, everyone who came by my desk, you know, editors come by, they want to see what you're playing. So, what's your body count at? How many bodies you got counted?
Actually, that's an interesting... Does it actually keep track of how many bodies you've actually taken care of?
At the end of the level, it'll show you how many skill shots you got. Okay. So it tells you your total count and your total... how many of those were skill shots. Okay. So yes, it does give you a count. Now, so this is an example of the shreddable cover. Like, I can blast through this to create a little doorway to get out here. And, you know, go stand next to this guy who's next to an exploding barrel. Enemies will use that too. Not so much the normal dudes, but also the heavy guys who we saw totally massacring me in that previous level. There are also a couple other enemy types, one of which is the scavenger, who runs around the battlefield, doesn't really shoot you, but will steal the intel off the battlefield. And speaking of intel, I'm going to use the... I think that's... Oh.
You just did the invincibility.
Yes.
And you used it up.
I thought it was going to be... I got... Yes. And I used it up. That's what it looked like. I was totally invincible there for a second, and it was awesome. So sorry I didn't have anyone to shoot me during that part. But I will get you more intel, and before this now playing is over, I promise an airstrike.
Yes, because those can be quite devastating.
They can be pretty fun. So in addition to heavy and sort of normal dude, you also have the Kamikaze Grenade guy, who everyone totally hates because he's awful.
Of course.
And there are some boss fights, sort of boss-type encounters as the characters get more and more difficult as you go on, because, you know, things get tougher as you progress, you get better weapons, that sort of thing. But the whole campaign, which is single player, again, the co-op mode is a separate horde mode thing. The whole campaign, I finished it in about 6 hours, I think.
Okay.
So not the longest of shooters by any stretch.
But nowadays, 6 hours seems to be, you know, the norm for, you know, an FPS.
God, I know. They just keep getting shorter and shorter. I don't like that. I don't support it.
Now, is this a cinematic experience? Are there a lot of cutscenes? Is the story very engaging?
Not really. There are some cutscenes, but they're not like any. They're not very Hollywood. You know, they're not very engaging. You don't ever see your own character's face except when you crumple into a heap of death. Most of the story stuff is done in that sort of loading screen exposition where it shows the map. We're gonna put you into this Chinese fishing village because there's a gang active there, and the gang is maybe related to this other group of sinister jerks.
All right.
That kind of stuff. And now I'm getting sniped. Snipers are another kind of enemy. They have laser sights, so you can see where they are at. Handy, still annoying. And this lady talks in your ear the whole time. Not the whole time, but she sort of tells you what's what.
She's HQ, correct?
Yeah, pretty much. Die. All of you die. Horribly. Step on those mines. Thank you for obliging me. Oh, look at you. Oh, that's adorable. You're sprawled over this pier thing. Where? Who? What? Who wants to die? So yeah, like the maps like this, it's not actually this one, but the multiplayer maps are taken from the single player game.
Okay.
And so if you play through the single player, you get familiar with them. But they too sort of have, you know, it's nice that openness I was talking about, you know, definitely helps out to make a multiplayer map better. The more routes you have around, the better. Oh, see, your enemies, they don't really strive for the skill kills, but with all this explosive stuff around, they're bound to get you with one or another. All right, where am I going here? Waypoints are always very clearly delineated, so you know where to go, even if you aren't actively going there because you're playing
It'll always tell you.
in the camera. Oh yes, I'm going to look in this chest. That was a terminal of some kind. So yeah, here we see that shreddability stuff, and I'm like, oh god, I need to get out of here. I need to make a door. That kind of works.
Kind of, yeah.
And then I get out.
Have you noticed any guns that perform the shredding better than others?
Yeah, and they'll actually say that in the description. There's one SMG that's particularly gnarly for shredding, and you get that like halfway through the game. It's pretty fun. I feel like there's a big guy right there.
Oh yeah.
No thank you. No thank you, sir. Step directly on those.
You almost have enough for an airstrike.
Oh gosh, and I would love to call in an airstrike on that big dude. Let's see if I can make that happen. I need to get a few more kills. Yep. I need to not get trapped into buildings. Where are you at, snipers?
If I'm not mistaken, they're pretty far out there.
Oh crap, look where he's all the way over there. Sure. Oh, there we go. Oh, so close. Ow, 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 ow. Ow, ow, ow.
Now, there have been a lot of comparisons to this game with Brink. Do you think those are fair
Really?
comments? Yeah.
Why would you, what do you think that, why do you think
I'm
that
just
is?
reading what the people are telling me.
Oh, crap.
So,
shoot, that dude just walloped me.
I guess
So-
in terms, it's more in terms of the scoring system. The fact that you've got objectives and you're scoring, you're trying to get the highest possible score. Would you agree or disagree?
So Brink, the objectives in that are a little more dynamic, and because it's class-based, all right, this guy just needs to die. Otherwise he's gonna kill me and I'm gonna lose all my precious thingies. Brink is sort of class-based, the objectives are more diverse. This one is just like, go to your next objective, go to the next objective.
Okay.
There are similarities in, I think, the enemy design and the kind of general aesthetic. All right, I've got the airstrike ability now. Let's see where this big dude is. I'm gonna bring down
the house.
Yes. Where are you, big guy? There he is. That means airstrike. Boom! Right on your head. So it sort of forms this not checkered, but striped area in front of you. And anyone caught within it, including yourself, totally dead.
Yeah, I'm guessing that's actually happened to you. You got caught in the airstrike?
Yes, I have. That was during a multiplayer match, though, so it wasn't just me destroying myself. I'm going to load up one more level here to show you a sort of wildly different environment that you encounter. I won't tell you how you got there for those of you who are really intrigued about the storyline, but let's talk about the comparisons to Brink. I guess I sort of got a vibe from Brink because, I mean, you get the same environments. You sort of have that, the slums of the Ark are similar to the slums of Africa that you're in here. The enemies are kind of tall and lean and elongated head and neck in the way that Brink characters are. But beyond that, I would say the similarities kind of end there. I mean, the AI is also, Brink and this game share their AI is not the most excellent. So yeah, I would say there are some connections, but
See, for me personally, I thought it more resembled a Bulletstorm because of the skills, shots, and getting multipliers because you're trying to get as high as a score as possible. At least with the bullet count mode, maybe. In the story mode, it doesn't work the same way.
Well, so the thing is, the story mode and the body count mode are basically the same thing.
Okay.
It's just body count is like playing mission mode essentially, whereas playing it one at a time. Whereas campaign, you play them all the way through in chronological order.
Now, are you aware if the body cam mode has an online leaderboard or keeps track of your?
Yeah. So when I was booting it up right there, we're not connected to Xbox Live right now, but you would have seen you would see my previous score, but you would also see people on my friends list.
Okay.
So if someone on my friends list had a higher score than me there, you would see them there. So it sort of tries to fuel that competition. I'll see if I can. Here's a feature. If you That's a feature. The grenade trajectories are really aggravating sometimes.
All right.
It's really unclear, like, where exactly the throw starts from. So, like, there I was standing in front of a waist-high barrier trying to throw a grenade, and it ended up blowing up right in front of me. There we go. That was a successful grenade throw.
Yep, and you got times 2
I
multiplier.
got 2 guys. Yeah. All right, now, so these are different dudes. They are wearing strange hats. It looks like they have flat tops. This is another enemy faction that you encounter in Bodycount, and obviously I'm in their home base getting shot up by them. But fortunately, as you can see, the penalty for death is not severe. And that grenade toss I just executed was, if you double tap the grenade button,
All right.
it's going to explode on impact as opposed to cooking it or just chucking it out there to explode on a timer.
Okay.
Which is very helpful, especially if you see a bunch of enemies in a group. Like you guys are kind of, and you don't want them to scatter because they do run away from grenades. They are not totally hapless, and they are pretty good shots, as we have seen. Die. So much die. And you even get a skill shot point for killing a dude when you're near death.
Well, there's also near death, and then when you're on the last clip of your gun, if you kill someone, you'll also get a multiplier.
Really?
Yeah, that actually happened to me quite a few times where I was with 1 bullet left, I shot a guy, got it, and I got a multiplier.
Nice. I think I am an obsessive reloader and therefore do not encounter that too often, but let's see if I can do it here. As I reload.
Reload.
Well, it's kind of unclear. I mean, okay. Where's my clip size? All right, yep. Okay, I'm maybe on my last bullet. Where are you, bad guy? I know you're down
Should
there.
be one down there, yeah. All right.
Come here. I'll shoot you in my head. In your head. Oh, missed. Another time.
Try this guy.
Die from a grenade! The grenades have pretty good blast radius.
Yeah, they're really
You
powerful.
see right there.
Also the mines. I really enjoyed using the mines.
You know, I had a tendency to forget they were there while I was playing, but then I remembered and they were really fun. They're definitely good, especially when you sort of get yourself into trouble, as I have done occasionally. Oh, those guys are wearing armor and they don't die from... Maybe that wasn't the best knife stab I ever did. Ooh. I don't know. So obviously, underground here, airstrikes don't work, but you can still bust out like your powerful bullets. Let's see what difference that makes. They make them a little more sparkly when they impact. Drains your meter really quickly.
Now, okay, of course, in this situation, the airstrike intel wouldn't be useful. Now, can you have the airstrike at the very beginning, or are they unlocked as you progress?
Yeah, they unlock as you progress.
Okay.
You start off just getting the adrenaline, which makes you a little tougher. And then you move on to the increased bullet damage. Then you get the airstrike, and then you also get this sort of temporary invulnerability. Stand and deliver. And also maybe get shot from a guy who's above me. Let's see. Are you up there? Oh, bad.
Uh-oh. And you killed yourself.
That was just a bad grenade toss. Everyone has those. Yeah, I'm over here. I'm not going to let you run by this time. All right, let's see if... What does the adrenaline do here? It makes me a little bit more damage resistant, and as you go through the campaign, you'll like upgrade your abilities too.
Okay.
So see right here, this place, their shreddable environments are mostly glass, which I just shredded to try to get myself out of a tight spot, but still kind of in a tight spot. What was I gonna say? Yeah, you upgrade your little they're called enhancements in the game, but they're kind of like your powers that you can call in by using intel.
Okay.
And so like the adrenaline will increase your speed. God, I'm so cocky. Okay, I'm just gonna take a breath, watch this cover shred as my enemies shoot at me, and then pop out for a nice little headshot.
Oh, wow.
Pop out to receive a headshot, I should say. Am I getting heckled here, Marko?
No, actually, I think
At least
people
in the
are.
chat room.
Yeah, the chat room seems quite peaceful. Actually, they're more interested in Cynthia rather than us.
Oh, Cynthia.
Yeah.
A wonderful addition to any
She's
chat room.
stealing our thunder.
Oh, did not get him though. That's fine. But yeah, it is definitely nice to have stuff explode around you. Sort of increases the sense that you are this badass dude with a gun.
Now, I don't think I asked you this, but what is the highest skill multiplier you've reached?
I got to 33.
Oh wow, you beat me. I think I only got to 21. So it is possible, people. You can really rack up quite a few chains. So
I think I did it on a stealthy level.
Okay.
With sort of sneaking around and getting headshots. Damn. This one is obviously a little trickier to do that in. And so there I popped a little adrenaline, helped me survive that near-death experience. Now I'm stuck in the computers, and they are exploding. Okay, we're out. It's fine. Everything's cool. That guy's dead. Oh, there's more. And there's no cover system per se. Like, I just manually ducked there and am manually leaning out in order to try and kill this guy.
But the leaning could be technically classified as
a cover system.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
To a degree.
Fair enough. Now I'm gonna... I picked up some COMAP explosives. That's a new one. Is that totally fictional, or is there like is that like the new C4 COMAP?
I'm not too familiar with my explosives, so can't answer that one.
Here's another funny thing this game does. Apparently you can run like really fast. So these are stairs. If I go into sprint and then sprint off the stairs, I basically did not take the stairs at all. I just went boom, 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 through the air and then took a little damage upon falling down to the ground. So yeah, I think it's like this game's subtle way of telling you that it's not safe to run downstairs, which, let's face it, it's not. And that's an important safety message you all should take to heart.
Yes, kids. Be safe.
COMAP charge. Do you think this is a safe distance? Let's see. Yes, that was a safe distance.
Now, actually, speaking of Cynthia, she actually has a question, and she wants to know if you have any pointers on obtaining a higher body count. Is it possible to set them up for kills? Can you lure people into a corner?
Yeah, I mean, they are pretty aggressive, so if the, so here's an enemy deployment rushing in, they're all going to generally make their way towards me. That the closer they get to you, obviously, the more dangerous it is for you, but look, they're all standing in a clump right there. So if I can get a grenade up, see, I missed with that grenade throw, but I've definitely come upon sort of enemy spawns where I am able to take them all out with a very early grenade. And like, I just killed 4 of them with that mine. So actually, instead of luring them, it's better to try and sort of blitz them.
Yes.
So that they don't have time to fan out as much.
Well, a pro tip, what I did was I've played this mission, and in that situation, because I knew where they were coming, I would purposely set up the mines in that center area, so as soon as the cutscene kicked out, they got exploded.
Oh, really? You'd go around before?
Yeah, I would cheat in that sense. Because I was only playing the body cam mode, so for me, I wanted to get the highest score possible, so I knew where they would go, so I was like, before I hit the weapons cache, okay, I'm going to put some mines here and cheat.
You know, it's not so much cheating as it is gaming the game.
Exactly,
right?
being smart, kids.
Yeah. Learning from your fictional death to cause more fictional death. I would also say, what's another good way? Yeah, headshots are definitely the most reliable, but keep an eye open for explosive barrels because the explosions in this game are quite powerful, and so even if a dude is sort of, you think he's maybe outside the radius, wow. And now I'm at this checkpoint, so I can pull the Marko. All right, I think we've seen enough of this interior area.
All right, let's do one more quick mission or situation just to show them a little bit more of the environments in the game.
Well, maybe, I'm thinking maybe we could try, so that was body count mode, as you can see here. I was thinking of maybe, we don't have the Xbox Live connection, so I think that we are, so basically the multiplayer is, again, it's competitive, 12 players, 6-on-6 in team deathmatch, or 12-player free-for-all.
Okay.
There are 4 maps, which doesn't really seem like a lot.
Yeah, it doesn't.
These days. I mean, I like the body count maps. I just wish there were more.
And like you said, they are actually based on missions from the game.
Yeah, and
maps from the game.
the cool thing is you get this. The enemies drop intel when they die, and it stays there. So if you kill a guy or if you kill each other, then there's going to be this big intel harvest waiting for someone to come get it.
Yes.
So you know that's like going to be. It sort of creates these dynamic hotspots around the environment. So that's kind of a neat way that the intel manifests itself. And of course the enhancements, those power abilities, are a lot more fun in multiplayer. But yeah, that's your look at Body Count. Played a couple levels for you folks of the single player campaign. It's out today for the Xbox 360 and PS3. And if you have any more questions about it, you want to know the final verdict on it, I'll be posting the review in a few short hours, video, text, the whole shebang, for your viewing and reading pleasure. Marko, thanks for joining me here.
No problem, it was a pleasure.
Thanks for keeping the questions going and
worries.
for going easy on me as I died horribly.
Yeah, I feel your pain.
I appreciate it. And thank you folks for joining us here on this Now Playing for Body Count.